number one contender? What do you think? Israel Adesanya goes to the post-fight press conference. He's taking his victory lap after reclaiming the championship. And he talked about somebody. He said, I'm not even going to say his name, but I will drag his carcass all over Africa. So that was our clue. Africa was somehow a tie-in or a clue, which made Du Plessis, who's from Africa, believe he was speaking about him. And Du Plessis has now made that public. Well, you're speaking about me. Here's what you said, and go ahead and try, type thing. To which Adesanya has not responded to say, I wasn't speaking about you. So it appears that he was talking about Du Plessis. Now, but I got to give you that backstory. Since their names weren't actually signed, I got to give you that backstory. We're going to assume and operate under the assumption that he did mean that. Now, how do you get Du Plessis into a world title fight? How do you do that? The rankings don't support that. The crowd doesn't support that. Whatever that is, where they're fighting over territory of, it's a storyline that's going to make most people nervous. How do you get Du Plessis into a title fight? Well, you could do it by process of elimination. Addition by subtraction, if you will. Look, let's take a good look at, let's be real fair about something with Izzy. Let's be real fair that we understand he would like some parity. We understand fully that Izzy is not having the most fun with the most motivation in going through the same guys over and over again. I beat him. Gee, I beat him again. What do I have to prove? What is this about? What do I get? What do I gain? I mean, at some point, those become very fair questions. And before you give a guy a third opportunity at him, what about the other tough guys who haven't even had a second opportunity with him, right? You understand that, or you see what Izzy's doing, which is, let's just move down the rankings. I don't care that Du Plessis is ranked number 6. He's ranked number 1 as far as guys that I've yet to face. So in that regard, he does make the most sense. And in that regard, he's actually number 1. I don't hate that argument. I did not wake up today thinking that Du Plessis should be fighting for a world championship. However, when I looked at the rankings and I saw that everybody else has had that opportunity, some guys have had 2 opportunities. I don't just look at it for the new blood in Du Plessis, who's been doing a great job, by the way. Beat Darren Till, who fought for world championships. Beat Derek Brunson, who's been in conversations to be fighting for world championships. I mean, you got to get something for beating up guys like that. I think he even stopped both of them, didn't he? I mean, you get something. You beat a number 1 contender, generally you get to take his spot. So I'm just sharing for you, I don't hate that idea. In fact, I kind of get it. I don't love the rankings, but I also understand that we don't have to look to the rankings to tell us what to do. We can look to the rankings for guidance, but the rankings don't tell us what to do. They don't tell us what matches to make. They don't tell us what match we have to make. Sure, the champion's opinion matters. Sure, whatever this African matters. Whatever got to him and bother him where he's going to drag his carcass through Africa. I mean, these types of things start to matter. And then you look at the idea that Izzy just got out of the ring with a guy who he'd fought before that. Izzy hasn't told us very much and he hasn't asked us for very much, but he did say, I'd like to start fighting new guys. When I'm studying and training and watching tapes, I'd like to see the tapes and study and prepare for somebody new that I haven't already fought. That seems like a very small request. And all of a sudden, Du Plessis does start to make a lot of sense. All of a sudden, you start to look at number 6. We don't generally look lower than 5, but there again, the rankings don't control the matchmaking. They're just there for guidance. Izzy has seen everybody else. He's only asked for one thing. There's a way to make all of this happen. Not to mention to pay Du Plessis off for beating a former number 1 contender, Till, for beating perennial contender in Brunson. And I think we all need to start looking into that direction. I think that makes a lot of sense. Israel Adesanya, after every single fight he has had, has let us know who his opponent will be next. Nobody has steered their own career like Israel Adesanya. Nobody in the history of this sport has steered their own career. 100%, and Adesanya has. And the closest that we got is an unnamed guy whose carcass is going to be dragged through Africa, who has now come out and claimed himself as the person in Du Plessis, which would be right in line with Adesanya when the night is over, letting us know what's next. Guys, I think it's going to be Izzy versus Du Plessis.